Yo, anytime the Rabbids show up to a party, you already know that party is about to be jumping. And yeah, Rabbids Party of Legends, it's dope. You need to play it. It's probably the best party game that's out there today. And yeah, I strongly endorse it. In this video, we're going to talk about why this game is amazing, why you need to pick it up, and so much more. So let's go ahead and get into it.
This wasn't written with your comfort in mind. Nah. Made my decision, wasn't tough to decide. Nah. Me and my boys, we get it done every time. Gotta earn it, you can't just jump in the line. You'll get rushed to the side. I top my division, I've been building since I started. In the parking lot, I parked it. I came in while picking targets. My career cannot be tarnished. I'm a champion regardless. Celebrate, but this a different kind of lucha party. We are not alike.
Before we kick this video off, I want to give a huge shout out to Ubisoft for providing a review copy of Rabbids Party of Legends. This game is so much fun. I've absolutely been having a blast with it. And it's so crazy when I stop and think about like how the Rabbids have, like, they started off originally in 2006 in Rayman Raving Rabbids, and it's kind of crazy to see how this effectively these characters that were part of the Rayman world splintered off into their own intellectual property, and for all intents and purposes have gone on to be more popular than their original series. And you know, we hear that time and time again. That constantly happens. I mean, look at how Persona is more popular in many ways than Shin Megami Tensei and the Megaten franchise as a whole. Like, a lot of people don't even connect the dots that Persona is a spin-off of Megami Tensei. But you know, it's just one of those things. Sometimes, you know, spin-offs become way more popular and they just establish their own brand and identity. And it's such a thing with the Rabbids. They've crossed over with so many different things, and, you know, and especially one that just really blew me away was Mario Rabbids. I never thought, you know, the idea of that type of concept was so bizarre, and then when it actually came out, it's like, whoa, that's absolutely cool. And how they execute it. And then a sequel, you know, is coming out very soon, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But today we're here to talk about Rabbids Party of Legends and why this is one of the best party games ever made. And it's almost perfect except for one crucial thing, one crucial flaw that keeps it from perfection. But we're gonna dive in that in the video. So before we do all that, if you enjoy the content I put out, from the reviews, tech reviews, the Steam Deck tutorials, and, you know, the game reviews, as well as, you know, interviews with the industry from gaming, tech, content creators, celebrities, and so much more, then make sure you like the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already, and ding the notification bell. If you want to support the content that we do and get early exclusive access to content, behind the scenes, and so much more, head on over to patreon.com/Mekel Kasanova and become a patron today, or check us out on coffee.com/Mekel Kasanova, or become a channel member. Multiple options that get you early exclusive access to content I put out. Other than that, we do have merch on Teespring and TeePublic, so check us out over there as well. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this review of Rabbids Party of Legends. So I want to kick it off really with one thing that I find to be very interesting, and it's looking into the development side of Rabbids Party of Legends. And it's actually pretty cool because when it comes to this game, I was actually surprised to find out that it was developed by one of the company's smaller studios that's part of their Chengdu branch, which is one of the reasons of the game having so many nods to China's history, and to a larger extent, Journey to the West. This branch of Ubisoft was able to take one of the most popular intellectual properties of Ubisoft and mix it in with some of China's mythology, like I said, Journey to the West, and so much more, and sprinkle in some inspiration from the Mario Party series and create an insanely fun title. Now, diving into the plot of the game, because you're probably wondering what's the plot, and I'm gonna be completely honest, the plot is absolutely just, it's stupid, to be honest, but it's Rabbids stupid, so if you understand that, you already know you're in for a good time. And basically, the Rabbids are up to their usual no good when they are suddenly whisked away and are effectively invading various settings and plots of Chinese folktales, with them having to recover scrolls and books in order to get back home with their time-traveling magic washing machine intact. In case you're wondering, Yes, the Rabbids are having to compete in these games all because the literal god is holding their magic-capable washing machine hostage. I actually had to reread that last part several times over as I wrote it because I couldn't believe that that is the literal plot of the game, but it's a Rabbids title, so it just go with it. It works. Unlike most party games with mascot characters, Rabbids Party of Legends doesn't utilize a board game format and is essentially just a massive collection of addictively fun mini games. There's a total of 50 mini games, which anyone familiar with the Mario Party franchise will immediately recognize where each of the games gets their inspiration from, or downright carbon copies, with each mini game being an absolute joy to play. There are a ton of unlockable characters to play as that you can unlock as you play the game, with a lot of variety for multiplayer, as well as an entertaining single player mode, which is also playable with friends as well in multiplayer. I had an absolute blast playing this with my wife, and we even let our toddler play with us, and we all had a ton of fun. The mini games are easy to get into with simple controls for even the non-gamer amongst you to be able to pick up and play. One of my favorite mini games is where you have to alternate between throwing chili peppers and throwing stones at either your partner in the match or your opponent. And then there's another one where it's kind of like Simon Says, where the character that's holding a sign will throw their sign up and you have to point in the direction that they are aiming at. So if they go up or down or left or right, then you need to go in that direction. But then they kind of switch it up because they can point up and actually you need to press down, or right and you actually need to press left. It's really intriguing how they are able to incorporate such variety into the mini games. Now, the game looks really good, although there are instances where the game has frame rate dips and stutters. Honestly, I'm playing this on the PlayStation 5 and I'm shocked it's having this type of performance issues, but I'm sure patches will smooth it out. So, to give you an idea of what that's like, the game will go from a silky smooth 60 frames per second to below or at 30 frames per second when a match starts, and then back again to 60 frames per second once it finishes. The main gripe I have with this game, outside of those performance issues when you jump into minigames, is that despite how much content is jam-packed in this title, and despite it being insanely fun to play with others and even by yourself, the game doesn't have an online mode, and that is something that is just baffling to me. It's just because the game lends itself so well to online multiplayer. I honestly wonder how long this game's shelf life will be with no online mode, as while this is definitely a game you'll want to put on and get-togethers with friends and family, if you're by yourself, you'll want to play online. And honestly, the game's AI just can't substitute playing with some buddies. Truthfully, that's the only negative I have with this game, is the lack of online. Now, wrapping everything up, Rabbids are always great, and when they show up to the party, they make it the absolute best one to be at. And that's essentially what Rabbids Party of Legends is. It's simply just one of the best party games out there, and it's just shy of perfection due to the submission of online multiplayer. With an absurdly goofy plot, lovable and wacky Rabbids, addictingly fun mini games, pick up and play controls, and tons of unlockables, it just makes this a Rabbids game worthwhile to add to your collection. And honestly, it's some of the best fun you're ever going to have if you want to play a party game. And that's it. That's the review for Rabbids Party of Legends. Again, shout out to Ubisoft for providing a review copy of the game. I absolutely enjoyed my time with it. Like I said, I was enjoying playing this with my wife and my toddler, and we had so much fun. And like I said, if this just had online multiplayer, it would be so much better for it. And it's a shame it doesn't have it. And I understand this is not something that they probably thought, hey, we need to cram that in there. And I also understand from a developer standpoint that incorporating online into games is not easy. Like, a lot of people think, oh, just press a button and there's, online multiplayer. It's not that. That's something you're gonna have to draft up, and maybe Ubisoft just didn't see there being any value to it. Maybe they can patch it in later on down the road, and I hope they do, because I'm concerned about the longevity of this title without it. But all that being said, What do you guys think of Rabbids Party of Legends? Did you pick it up? Are you playing it right now? Is it something you're looking at getting? Whatever your thoughts are, let's go ahead and get the conversation going in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already, and ding the notification bell. If you want to further support the content that we do, make sure you head on over to patreon.com/Mekel Kasanova, or become a channel member today, or join us over on coffee.com/Mekel Kasanova. All that being said, I hope you guys have a great and aloha blessed rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Mahalo for your time. If you found this episode to be incredibly enjoyable, informative, or if there's anything you gain from it, or any insight, or anything that's good that you really enjoyed, make sure whatever platform you're listening to it on, or if you're watching it, leave a comment if that's available on the platform, like it, share it around with someone you think would enjoy it, and give us some feedback, because your feedback is exactly what we need to keep this show going. And if you're wondering what are some ways that you could support the show, we got various ways. We've got Patreon, we have channel memberships over on YouTube, as well as Subscribestar, Coffee, and so much more. Links for everything will be in the description. Check that out. And with all that being said, I hope you have an aloha rest of your day.
Let them know that I'm next level. I'm a whole new kind of guy. Yeah. Yes, at the top spot, in case you forgot. We the ones that got the block hot, bullet got the shot. Yeah.